Welcome to Transport Vlog. My name is Paul and it's a very exciting day today. Monday the 19th of August 2024 is the day that the Sydney Metro City Extension opens, and I'm at Sydenham Station at the Railway Parade entrance. So this is an extension to the existing Sydney Metro line from Tallawong to Chatswood that opened in May 2019, and it brings metro services to Sydney CBD for the very first time. This city extension includes 6 brand new underground stations and metro platforms at 2 existing Sydney train stations. The whole line will now be known as the M1 Metro North West and Bankstown line, with the last section to Bankstown opening in late 2025. I set multiple alarms to ensure that I was there in good time for the very first train from Sydenham, which departs at 4:54 AM. And at this time of the morning, Uber was going to be my best way of getting there. As you probably know, I've been to Sydenham Station many times before, but never in the early hours when it's still dark. And the new aerial concourse really stands out when it's all lit up. So it's now 4:15 and just under 40 minutes before the first train will depart, and as I discovered later, some people have been here since 1 AM. I timed it well, as 1 minute later the roller shutters started to go up.
Here we go, yay! Here we go.
I was in no rush to get on the platform, as I was very confident that the first train would accommodate everyone. Now it's my turn. Successfully tapped on at 4:20 AM. Cameras at the ready to film the arrival of the Metro Boys. Claire, how you feeling?
Excited.
Good stuff. Luke,
Yeah, really excited. You know.
and you think Martin Place is going to be able to cope with the people today?
Yeah, definitely. It's designed for it. It'll be really interesting to see how it goes.
Nikki
Very excited.
Excited.
To finally run the metro.
and
Rebecca, yes.
Rebecca.
Couldn't be more excited.
now looking from the newly open part of the aerial concourse as we all eagerly await the arrival of the first metro train. It's now 4:32 and more people are arriving, but I'm still confident that there will be enough space for everyone to board the first train, which is due to arrive any minute now.
How's that more exciting?
That's pretty right. Oh, it's so beautiful. Lots of TV and radio crew are here to record this momentous occasion, and this might well be the first person to have 1 foot on a metro train and 1 foot on the platform at Sydenham Station. This is Daniel Williams, the CEO of Metro Trains Sydney, who are the operator and maintainer for the complete M1 Metro line, and this train will run all the way to the existing terminus at Tallawong. It's now 4:39 and time to board the first train that will carry passengers over the new Sydney Metro City Extension. More media, along with Melvin, who had a huge role to play in getting the train service up and running on this new extension. I'll be talking to Melvin later. Right, so we've got Jonathan here.
Hello.
So, how excited are you?
Oh, I'm so excited.
It's really quite something to be on the first train.
Yeah, I know. Like, it's not very often that a new train line opens up.
Exactly, very unusual.
Do I recognise you from somewhere?
Possibly YouTube. Chris here.
G'day, g'day.
G'day, g'day. You have a YouTube channel, don't you?
I do, Chris Topher.
Go and check it out. We'll put that up on the top right or down below in the description.
Excellent.
And how excited are you?
Oh, I'm incredibly excited. This is fantastic. This would have been very helpful for me a couple of years ago when I lived in Epping,
Yeah.
but it's still going to be incredible. It's going to be helpful for so many people in Sydney.
So what's your name?
Kerrod.
And you work for?
I work for Today FM.
Wow.
Go check them out. 104.1 Today FM. Jimmy and Nath.
Hey, you got a free plug.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank
And how excited are you about today?
you. Look, not gonna lie, I'm not a train person at all, but
Okay.
there is a very big train community here in Sydney, and I cannot believe the amount of people here. This is just wild. It's got me excited to be on this first train.
Just being with all these excited people is
Yeah,
got you excited.
absolutely. I don't even know anyone here, but like I feel like everyone's so friendly and everyone's so approachable. So it's a really cool community. Yeah.
Awesome. I hang out with the Sydney Metro Station delivery directors as they enthusiastically point out the stations that they were responsible for. Just 3 minutes before this first train is due to depart, and platform 1 is now almost empty.
This is just the start of it.
Now into the tunnel for the very first time. Quick test for you all. Which side is Waterloo Station platform on? That side. Waterloo. Oh, okay. So, do you mind being on video for YouTube? Okay. So you're a real passenger. Just gone on Waterloo on the very first train. There's almost excitement on the train. Do you feel some of this as well?
Yeah, I love the crowd and I love the fact that it's going to be a lot quicker for me to go to work.
So tell me about your commute. So where are you going to on this train?
I'm actually going to Epping.
Oh, like Epping. Oh, wow.
Yeah, all the way
Awesome.
through.
Oh, wow. Brilliant. And this is going to be, yeah. So how much quicker is this going to be, do you think?
It'll save me around about 15, I think about 15, 20 minutes.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Oh, that's awesome.
It's going to be pretty cool.
It's on here. More real people. Another space for real people. What's your name? Is Ford. Oh, okay, right. And so, where are you going to today?
I'm heading to Victoria Cross today.
Oh, wow. Okay. And is that for work?
It is for work, yes indeed.
Brilliant. And how much quicker is this going to be compared to what you were speaking before?
Oh, it'll definitely save me at least a good 10 minutes or more, so very happy.
Great saving.
My name is Andre.
And you're a real passenger?
I'm a real passenger on the very first Sydney Metro train.
Excited?
I'm so excited.
Yeah. And you get the last one. I know, yeah.
No, I want that picture, I want that photo in front of me.
Actually, I've got it. Nikki, just put your head in.
Are we going all the way or just to Crow's Nest?
With more passengers boarding at Central and Gadigal, this train has become very busy, and as you can see and hear, it's one big party on board.
There's more real life people.
Oh? Yeah, so cool.
Did you have to do your Jesus hands again? Yeah, Jesus again. And then we'll get Barangaroo right there as well.
Okay, who's got to be ready for mine then?
Yeah.
Stand up a bit.
Yeah. Look at you. Okay, all right. Is Luke going to do it? No. What am I doing? Can you go out and do the Jesus hand? She does.
Look how shiny those tacos are.
Okay, don't go too far though, because I'm trying to get Barangaroo. Alright, yes! Come back in! Sorry.
What's your name?
Des.
And where are you travelling to today? You just got on the Barangaroo.
To Chatswood.
Oh wow, okay. And is this a regular journey you make?
Yep.
And how much quicker is it now going to be on the metro?
I don't know.
We're going to the harbour!
Oh, we're going to the harbour! What do you think of all this excitement? Crazy. Thank you.
I feel the station.
Oh, right.
That's alright.
Barangaroo is my station.
Have you sorted out what hands you're doing, Nikki?
Nikki, what hands? Nikki, what hands? What hands?
Are you going to do something? Do your jazz fingers then.
Jazz hands.
Jazz hands.
Okay, go out, do some jazz hands.
Jazz hands.
You got passengers getting on I think he was enjoying himself so much he didn't realise. Yes, there's a few. Morning, Matt. Yeah, good. Exciting. Yeah, definitely.
Amusing entertainment without comedy excitement.
Oh, it's definitely adding something to it, for sure.
Oh, that's a classic shot though.
We arrive at Crow's Nest Station at 5:13, and this is where the majority of people alight. And that's because the first southbound train to Sydenham is due to arrive on the opposite platform at 5:20. Now saying goodbye to this train as it departs to continue its journey to Tallawong.
Train doors closing.
Meanwhile, the celebrations continue on the Crow's Nest platform. A few minutes later, the second Tallawong service arrives. This left Sydenham 5 minutes after the first train and is almost completely empty. This was an extra train for this day only. Now arriving is the very first southbound service to Sydenham Station, and it's bang on time. And you might recognise some of the people boarding this train. I'll be talking to them later, so keep watching. Our gamble of catching the first train south by changing at Crow's Nest has paid off, with plenty of space on board for anyone that wanted to come along for the ride. As you can see, this first southbound train is pretty busy, but not quite as full as the first northbound service. And as this train has come from Tallawong, so traversing the existing line to Chatswood, it has a few real passengers on it, that in the past would have changed to Sydney train services at Chatswood, but not anymore. I returned to Sydenham Station on this train to talk to someone that I've known for over 25 years. So I've got Howard Collins with me. How excited are you about today?
I can't tell you how excited. I'm almost excited as a sort of the 14-year-olds which are front of the train, the railway enthusiasts and the people. It has been a great occasion and obviously a long time coming. Ever since I've been in Sydney 11 years ago, we've talked about the metro. It got to Chatswood, now it's going through the heart of the city. So fantastic. I cannot believe I got up at 3 this morning to get out here on the first train. Rather than a ribbon cutting ceremony, just get on the first train.
I mean, it's a historic moment. I mean, you know, a railway line under the harbour. It's almost on a par with the Harbour Bridge.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
more
almost
than that. I think I always talk about 1926 as being the last big event when electrification came, you know, into St James and over to Wynyard, and then finally the bridge was opened in 32. This is such a great event. And of course, the start, we're going to Bankstown. We've got Metro West as well. We've got the airport line. So this is going to be something which will be really part of Sydney.
It's such an exciting time to be in Sydney right now.
Yeah, I think so. Investment. You think between road and rail, $61 billion of investment, a huge amount of capacity. But this, you know, city needs it. When I was here, it was 3.5 million. It's now 4.5 million. More and more people are coming to the city. More and more people love the fact that you've got, I always say, what's Sydney like? If anyone wants to know what Sydney's like, it's like working in London but living in Barbados. So that's what you've got to expect when you come to Sydney.
Absolutely, I love it. Thank you so much, Howard.
No problem, thank you.
So I'm now at Martin Place. It's 7:10 in the morning. The 4-minute peak frequency has kicked in, and this is going to be the first real test of the new Sydney Metro extension.
Please keep your personal belongings with you at all times. If you see unattended items, please do not touch them and notify Metro staff immediately. Train doors opening.
If you've been on the Metro extension yourself, you've probably noticed that the dwell times in stations are quite long. And that's because the door opening and closing duration is currently set to 50 seconds on the new extension stations. This is to allow plenty of time for passengers to alight and board and get used to the platform screen doors. These dwell times will be gradually reduced over the coming weeks as passengers become more familiar with this new Metro service.
Train doors closing.
So we've got Peter Regan here. How are you feeling? We're what is it now, 8 o'clock in the morning roughly?
Yeah, it's 8 o'clock.
Yeah,
We're in the peak hour now.
Yeah.
It's been a big day already, so we've been operating since just before 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
The trains are working really well, gliding in every 4 minutes. It's quite incredible here at Martin Place to see people getting off the train for the first time, walking out, and a bit wide-eyed and sort of, where am I? Where do I go next? But look, it's got a long way to go. We've just got to bed it all down, but we're really excited.
So we've got Hugh Lawson here, a very familiar face on my channel now. So opening day, been very successful so far. What was it like being on that first train?
Big crowds at the station, really impressive. Pretty much had a full train. About 900 people, we think, were on that first train from Sydenham, the 454, first one onto the new infrastructure. And for me personally, when it pulled away from the station and raced down into the tunnels, very fast, very smooth.
Rod, you became famous on Sydney's Super Tunnel documentary.
Yeah.
I remember, and you talk about some of the challenges in the early days. How does it feel to be here? It's open, everything's going really well. How does that feel?
Oh, it's overwhelming. It's just so exciting to now see not just the stations completed and the train running, but customers on it and out enjoying themselves.
Just after 9:30, we're kind of through the morning peak. There's still a steady stream of people. You know, we had loads of commuters coming through here, which is exactly what the station's designed for. So brilliant to see the lifts and the whole thing really coming into its own. People finding their way out easily, not having to ask many questions. So I think that's a big tick of success for me.
No introduction required here. We've got Jo. How are you feeling about this morning?
Oh, I'm so excited, and I think you could see it on everyone's faces that they are very enthusiastic to try this new public transport system. It's a great day for our city.
And it's been running really well. We're in the 4-minute frequency at the moment. It's all been really, really smooth.
Really smooth, and you can see all the passengers coming off and learning how to use this service and interchanging here at Martin Place with the Eastern Suburbs rail line. That's so exciting for our overall network. It will take people some time to get used to though, of course.
With the community open days letting people look at the stations, the actual travel on the trains, the new experience today that we've not really been able to let people have a sneak preview of before. And it's so fast. And we've said it and you can see the numbers, but when you actually catch the train, 3 minutes from Victoria across to Barangaroo, you've got massive journey time savings from places like Crow's Nest into Martin Place. Chatswood to Sydenham, overall the new section, 22 minutes end to end. It's so much faster than the previous services. And I think that's the big thing that people are going to start to realise now. They're cutting 10, 15 minutes off their commute each way. Like, that is a huge difference. So yeah, hopefully people are enjoying that speed and hold on tight when you get on the train. That's the advice we're giving.
What was it like being on that first train with, how many passengers do you think were on it?
We think there could have been close to 1,000 people on it. The capacity of the train's about 1,150 and it felt pretty full to me, certainly where I was. Through testing and everything, we've gone on there sometimes, we go on there with dignitaries, with media and things, but to actually be on a full train with people who are not in their high vis, they're actually there to celebrate. And then we started to notice the first train back from the north, that there were actually genuine commuters on there. I ran into a guy I knew who was off to the airport. And just people starting to use it already. So it's so exciting how quickly people adapt, and I think we'll see that this week as people realise just sort of what it is and what it connects to.
Absolutely,
they will gradually see more and more people come in.
So we've got Melvin here. What's your role within Sydney Metro?
I'm the delivery director for the train systems operations and maintenance.
And we're now about 2 hours into the peak 4-minute frequency, and it's all gone pretty smoothly, hasn't it?
Yeah, I've been catching the trains all morning.
Really?
And just wanted to have a feel of what's it like, and obviously being in test and commissioning, you're kind of by yourself. So it's really wonderful just to be catching the trains through the city. So it's been amazing.
And what was it like being on the first train?
Look, it's magical, right? I always thought it was like a New Year's Day for Sydney public transportation.
And we were talking earlier about why the tunnels are so wide in this central area. So we've got one that's under, I think, Castlereagh Street, and one under Elizabeth Street. So what was the reason for that?
Well, weaving the tunnels through the Sydney CBD, which is a very small, tight CBD with all the building basements, really demanded that we try and find underground space, and the underground space was under the roads. So we put the track under the roads, and that's given us the space between the tracks under a building.
And then you mentioned going to Barangaroo. It's quite curvy on that bit, and that's quite a challenge as well. And ideally, you'd like to have the station a bit further south, but just not really possible with the curvature.
Yeah, when we originally designed this alignment, we didn't have a station at Barangaroo at all. But when we looked at the development at Barangaroo and what it would deliver for Sydney, we knew we needed to get a station there. So absolutely. We worked the engineering and looked at a whole range of options. And it's a little bit more to the north than we would have ideally liked from a a connection and customer point of view, but we got the balance right, I think.
Do you think there's a possibility that this could be actually much more successful and much busier than actually you anticipated or Sydney Metro anticipated?
Oh, look, it's hard to tell, and obviously we've done plenty of modelling and business case work, but the reality is that the public transport system here is complex. You know, since even our latest refreshes of some of the modelling, things change. Like COVID changed things. We're seeing different patterns during the week. Mondays are actually relatively quiet now compared to Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Thursdays. So you've got all of that to deal with. We've got plenty of measurement and monitoring now on the network. So not quite in real time, but within 24 hours, we'll have a really good fix on how many people have been using the railway. We'll be able to share that with people. And we'd expect it to take a few weeks to ramp up as people start to try things out, change their journey patterns. Are people just moving between modes, or have we actually genuinely got new people onto public transport? We want both. We definitely want to give people the option to switch onto the Metro and take pressure off the Sydney Trains network. But we also want Metro to make people really shift their travel patterns and leave the car at home and take public transport into the city and know that it's fast, it's clean, it's safe, it's reliable, it runs late into the night. You know, we want it to be their mode of choice. So I do really hope that it exceeds even our high expectations.
Now, when you were a little girl, could you ever imagine something like this happening in Sydney?
I've got to say, I don't think I could have even have conceived of it, but so many people have had this vision before me, and that 50,000 people have worked to build this railway, and generations to come are going to be the beneficiaries.
This is the work of many thousands of people over many years, and so I'm really proud on their behalf to be here today and to be able to celebrate this sort of opening day, and this is now for the people of Sydney to use.
Nathan is the Deputy Project Director. So how do you feel about this morning? How's it gone so far?
I feel ecstatic. This has been an absolutely amazing morning. Managed to get onto the first train. It was chockers. It was amazing. Even as we come to the next stops, people are just still trying to pile in on top of that. It was brilliant. Everything went absolutely perfect. It was a fantastic morning.
And you said you were up to 1 in the morning?
Yeah, up to 1 in the morning, a few final touches here and there, making sure everything was ready for today.
That's sheer dedication. So you've had about 2 hours sleep?
Oh, there hasn't been any sleep.
Oh, you've had no sleep? Oh, wow, okay.
Once the adrenaline kicks in, the sleep's not necessary.
Oh, wow.
The excitement of today is fantastic.
Well, you're the first one I bet who's had no sleep.
There'll be plenty of us out here today with no sleep.
Whilst exploring this station, I bumped into another Metro boy and came across 2 guys on a mission.
My name's Ernie.
My name's Vishnu.
And what are you doing today besides riding the Metro?
We're going to all of the new Metro stations, and we are ranking how good the escalators are at each station, how cool they are.
And what is your criteria for escalator coolness?
We're looking at aesthetics, so like all the artworks along the side.
Okay.
General station, like the atmosphere of it, so like the roofing and how that is.
Yeah.
And how long the escalator is.
How long they are, how many they are.
Yeah, many, that's an important one.
Yeah.
And you're going to go on every single escalator?
Yep.
So if there's like a bank of 4 escalators, does that mean you're going to go up one, back down the other one and do each one, or just each bank of escalators?
Just each bank.
Okay. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
And let me know how many there are on the whole system.
My name's Luca.
Luca?
And I'm Emil.
Emil. And you guys were on the first train?
Yeah,
that
we
was
were.
from Sydenham?
Yeah, I was from Sydenham this morning, so it was a really historical occasion. It was awesome to be a part of it.
Absolutely. Yeah. And what are your plans for the rest of the day?
We're off to school. We both have
to okay, you got to go to school.
Sadly.
Okay,
we'll try and get the Metro most of the way, I reckon. But I think it's good because it's also helping to get a lot of commuters from the Hills District into the city a lot quicker. Yeah. And it'll also take pressure off like the buses on the M2 and everything.
Exactly,
So I think it's going to be really effective in that sense too.
Yeah. So now 9:10, still on the 4-minute peak frequency, and everything is going very well so far.
There we go. That's what people say. So now with the tunnel underneath, perhaps we'll get rid of some of those divisions. Premier Chris Mears is with me at Martin Place Station.
I'm quite passionate about it. I think in Sydenham there was massive lines, and I guess it's something to tell your grandkids about. You're on the first Metro train line.
The Premier of New South Wales, Chris Mears, with me now. He's about to catch that Metro.
So I decided to follow them, as I really wanted to talk with Chris Mears, but Metro Boy beat me to it. By the way, his real name is Matthew, and it was through him that I ended up being on this train with Chris and Jo. A link to his channel is now appearing on the top right and is in the description below, so do check it out. A lovely photo with Alexis, and you'll see more of Alexis very soon when we get to Central Station.
Okay, so it's now 11 AM at Waterloo Station now. Just behind me is the 3rd Nicole Monk's artwork. It definitely says Gadigal something. Is it Gadigal? Nara.
I think it's actually pronounced as Neura, so Gadigal Neura. At the Waterloo Community Open Day in October last year, only about half of the aluminium feet were in place. Now it's complete.
Okay, so now at Central Station it's 20 past 11 and on opening day they're running a 5-minute service. Now for the longest escalators in the Southern Hemisphere.
That
wasn't much in it though. That wasn't much in it at all. How old are you?
14.
And I don't know, I don't think YouTube need to know how old I am. Okay, so now at Gadigal Station, really excited to see this one because this is the only station that didn't have an open day.
Platform 1 is under Castlereagh Street, and this long connecting passageway goes to the Bathurst Street exit and Platform 2, which is under Pitt Street, and that's why it's so long. This bank of 3 escalators lead passengers towards the exit, and the toilets are to the left of these. Now at the Bathurst Street entrance exit, and this is where I bumped into Sharath.
Hello,
So what time in the morning did you get up this morning?
Oh, I got up at like 2:30 a.m. I barely could sleep, quite frankly. I'm just so excited for the Sydney Metro.
Was it worth it?
100% worth it. Like absolutely, I would have not slept at all just to be part of this moment, to be on the very first Sydney Metro City public service from Sydenham to Chatswood, very first public train to ever run through that tunnel. It truly was like, it's so historic. It made me feel very happy. You know, go and check out my channel if you want to see more of my thoughts on this. But you know, hope you enjoy the rest of Paul's video.
And tell me about your t-shirt.
Oh yes, Amy made this. So full credit to Amy. It's just pretty much it's a meme format, and she just adapted it to the Sydney Metro.
Enjoy the rest of your day, Sharon.
Thank you so much, Paul, and you too.
At the northern end, a similar passageway connects both the platforms with the escalators that lead to the Park Street entrance exit. Have you ever had that feeling that you might be being followed? Both entrance exits have intermediate levels where passengers transfer between the upper and lower escalators, and both feature artwork on the front intermediate level wall. Now for a quick view of the Park Street entrance exit. Notice the natural light coming in from above. And finally, a view of the lower escalators from this entrance.
So now we're at Barangaroo Station, and I'm covering each station very briefly in this video because I really want to focus on the festivities and the activities related to the opening day. But I will be covering the stations in more detail, especially Gadigal and Crow's Nest, because I haven't done videos on those before. And there'll be many other videos coming, so do make sure you're subscribed and click that notification bell so you don't miss out.
Yeah!
Hey! 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 Perfect.
Now on a train at Chatswood Station, and this is where metro trains used to terminate, but not anymore. And if you've been watching my videos from the early days, you'll be very familiar with my detailed Chatswood dive site updates, which started with the realigning of the northbound North Shore line, and then excavating the track bed, followed by laying the concrete track slabs, and then the tracks, and finally installing the overhead catenary. And of course, the best way to see this all completed is from the front of a metro train, and here it is. I've walked along this track and into the tunnel, and you can see this in the video now appearing on the top right.
Now at Crow's Nest Station, it's now 2 o'clock and I realise I've now been on the metro for over 9 hours.
Here is a quick view of the concourse level, with the Pacific Highway and platform escalators in view, and now the platform lifts, and the escalators and lifts for Clark Street. The artwork on the Clark Street lift shaft is very intriguing. Now at the Pacific Highway entrance, and returning to the concourse, and then to the platforms. Again, just a brief tour for now, with a separate video to follow shortly.
Okay, so now at Victoria Cross, this is the last station for today's video. All stations now covered. I did do a much more detailed video on this one a few months back, and you can see that in the top right now. But we'll just have a quick look now and we're going to wrap up the video after this.
This station is unique in having both platforms within a single mined cavern.
So the one entrance that we couldn't do on the open day was the Denison Street entrance exit. So we're going to do that now.
Access to the Denison Street entrance exit is via these 3 escalators on the left, and this brings you into this underground passageway that has a number of retail outlets. And this is how this entrance looks from the outside. A massive thank you to everyone that shared their knowledge, enthusiasm and excitement on camera, and to all the people that helped with the filming. It's very much appreciated and has really helped me make a very special video to celebrate this momentous occasion.
So now wrapping up what has been a very historic and fun day. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, do give it a like, give it a thumbs up. Please leave a comment or question below. Subscribe if you haven't done so already, and do smash that bell because I'll be doing many more Sydney Metro videos over the next few weeks and you don't want to miss out on those. So thank you for taking the time to watch this video and I'll see you in the next one soon. Bye for now.